Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I am your teacher of English, Mrs. Fawzia Afzal. Today we are going to learn our unit number 8, Peace, which is a very beautiful poem written by Dr. Sylvia Hartmann. So let's start. The learning outcomes or the objectives of our today's lesson are that at the end of this lesson you should be able to comprehend and explain the poem and its theme. You should be able to recognize the imagery used in the poem. Beta, tell me, what do you think that apart from the basic needs, what is the foremost necessity of human beings? What do you think about it? Think for a while. So you must say that this is the inner peace or the external peace that is the objective of our life, or all the efforts that we make in our life. It is just to seek our inner peace. It is just to seek our external peace. So this is our very foremost necessity, that we want peace and happiness in our life, and this is the main objective of all our efforts, to seek the happiness and the pursuit of peace in our life. So today we'll read the poem Peace, and this is, you know that this poem is a metaphorical and thought-provoking and moralizing poem, and this is written and gleaned by the pen of a German poetess, and she is Dr. Sylvia Hartmann. So this is just an introduction of the poem. That in this poem the poetess describes negative aspects of wind, which is destructive when in frenzy of rage, or she is angry. When the wind is angry, then it is very frenzic, and most of the time wind is not angry, but this is peaceful, calm and gentle. So let's have introduction of the poetess of the poem. She is a German poetess, Dr. Sylvia Hartmann. She was born in Germany in 1959, and now she is living in United Kingdom. She is living in London, and she is doing a lot of other works other than poetry. So you know that she has been living in United Kingdom or in London in since 1978. So she is more than a poetess. Apart from being a very beautiful poetess, she is the developer and primary designer of energy hypnosis, project sanctuary, the genius symbols, the harmony program, emotrance, event psychology. She's a researcher, author and international lecturers. So she delivers lecture in different forums and in different seminars about psychology and about other philanthropic works. So she's a very multidimensional personality, and she is not just a poetess. Her work has produced so far a workable definition of emotions, a new system to explain human behavior, and the decoding of language of metaphor. So you know that she is also a great psychologist apart from being a poetess. Now let's, before reading the poem, let's discuss its theme, that what is the theme of the poem. So you know better that theme is very important for you, because in your paper it is a very important question of writing the themes that are included in your syllabus. So you will also try to understand and comprehend the theme very thoroughly, and you will also learn it. You will also write it in your neat copies. So what is the theme? Dr. Hartmann's poem Peace teaches us the way to attain peace. That how can we get peace? She explained that she has used metaphor of wind to make us understand that what is the importance of peace. She is using wind metaphorically here. She explains that wind, when it is energetic, and then it is angry, and it roars and smashes and destructs everything on its way. But the same wind, when comes with soft nature, it awakes the eternal satisfaction in man. Similarly, everything has good and bad aspects. As you see that wind can be in the form of a storm, and wind can be in the form of cool breeze. So everything has good and bad aspect, and to attain peace one needs to focus on only good aspects of life. So this is a very great lesson that she teaches to us, that we should only focus to the good aspects of certain things, and we should be positive about the factors of our life, and we should remove the negativities from our life if we want to acquire our inner peace as well as external peace. So before we try to understand the poem, let's discuss the words that we should know. So what is peace? Peace means tranquility, calmness. Then raking means to flatten something, to destroy something, making level, or demolishing something, or flattening. Spinning, rotating, whirling. Core is central, primary, basic. Eternal means everlasting, endless. Then stillness means peace. Roaring means howling. Smashing means breaking into pieces. Whispers means murmurs, soft voices. Monster means devil. So now let's start the poem. So this is the first stanza of the poem. The wind is now a roaring, smashing monster of destruction, raking all men's work from the valleys, from the vales, and sends them spinning, broken, flying. So you see that in this first stanza, the poetess is depicting the picture of a storm. So in this first stanza, the wind has been described as a roaring and smashing monster of destruction. So you know that here the poetess is using metaphor of monster. She is comparing the angry wind with what? She is comparing it with monster of destruction. And what is she doing? What is this monster of destruction or the angry wind is doing? She is making angry voices. She is thundering. She is howling, roaring. Smashing means she is destroying everything. And what is this angry wind is doing? Raking all men's work. Raking means she is destroying, she is flattening and demolishing the buildings, everything that is made by man. It means that all the buildings and whatever comes in its way, which is made by man. From the valleys, from the vales. So this angry wind, which has been compared to monster of destruction, it is leveling, it is destroying and smashing everything from the valleys and from the vales, which is made by man, and sends them spinning, broken, flying. And what is it doing? What is this angry wind is doing? It is breaking them into pieces, and it is rotating them into the air. It is whirling them into the air with these are the broken pieces of everything which can be seen flying in the air. So see these lines once again. Here the angry wind has been compared to the monster of destruction. The wind is now, it is in the form of roaring, smashing monster of destruction. And what it is doing, it is leveling. Raking means it is leveling, flattening everything whatever comes in its way, and especially everything that is made by man, all the buildings and everything whatever comes in its way, from the valleys and from the vales. And this angry wind is sending everything into the air, and everything is revolving in the airs, right? Everything is rotating, and all the broken pieces of the buildings are flying in the air. So here you will see the first aspect of wind, the bad aspect of wind, which is very bad, and it is being depicted as a monster which is angry and which is in its rage. So this is the explanation. So you see that this is not the paraphrase of this first stanza. This is just explanation. And you know that in your class 9th you were doing your paraphrase of your poems, but in class 10th you will not do paraphrase, but you will just do the explanations, and you will just try to understand, because in this class you will have a question of A part of the theme of the poem, and the B part is comprehension. So you will try to understand each and every line, each and every word of the poem, and you will just do its explanation for your comprehension question. You will not be doing your paraphrase. When the wind is in a fierce mood, it is a monster of destruction. Like a monster, it roars and breaks things apart. It is so catastrophic. Catastrophic means destructive, that it completely destroys all man's work. This may be anything ever built by man. So everywhere it's havoc. Havoc means destruction. Everywhere its havoc is same, whether it is in the valleys or whether it is in the vales. It levels everything to the ground, whatever comes in its way. In its rage, it throws broken things in the air, whirling and flying. What is the meaning of rage? Means anger. So this is explanation so that you can understand all the stanza very carefully and thoroughly, so that you can do your comprehension questions. So this is the second stanza of the poem. But all of that is not its core. Its center is in truth. Eternal stillness, bright blue skies, and all you hear are gentle whispers, far away and unimportant. So you see that in this second stanza, there is another aspect of wind, and that is very cool and very beautiful and very peaceful. So now the wind has changed its mood. Now here this is no more in her anger, and this is not fierce as it was depicted in the first stanza. So here the poetess says that all that we did, all that we discussed about the wind in the first stanza, that was that it is a monster of destruction, this is not, but all of that is not its core. She tells that this is not the ultimate truth about the wind. This is not everything about the wind. It has another aspect, and its center is in truth, and its primary and its basic reality is not has been described in the first stanza, or it has not been described as a monster of destruction, but its ultimate truth is being peaceful, is being at peace, everlasting peace. Eternal stillness means everlasting peace. So it means that the wind, when it was in a fierce mode, this is not its the whole reality about wind, but the real truth, or the primary truth about the wind, is that it is eternal. It has everlasting, it gives everlasting peace. And after the storm is over, the wind is calm and it spreads peace everywhere. And then we can see what we can see. We can see bright blue skies. And instead of howl, and when the wind is calm, then it is not howling, and instead of making angry voices, it blows very gently. It blows very gently, and all that we can hear are gentle whispers. What is gentle whispers? Here there is another comparison of wind. So in first stanza, the wind was being compared to a monster of destruction. But in the second stanza, the cool and calm wind is being compared to the gentle whispers of lovers. So when the wind blows gently, it is just like the whispers of lovers, which seems to be coming from a great distance, far away from a great distance. And these whispers, or these murmurs, and these soft voices. So here the wind has been compared to the soft voices. So here when the wind is cool and calm, it is just like the whispers of lovers, which is coming from far away. And these whispers are about trivial things and ordinary things of life. So you see that in these two stanzas, the two aspects of wind have been described. In first stanza, the angry wind was compared to the monster of destruction, and in the second stanza, the cool and quiet wind has been compared to the gentle whispers of lovers. So this is the explanation of these lines, so that you can do your comprehension question. This is not its real nature. So the real nature of wind is not in its rage. The truth is that wind is usually peaceful, and when the sky is bright blue, it is calm and quiet, like whispers coming from far away about unimportant things. So let's just have a quick review of the summary of the poem. Peace is a metaphorical poem by Dr. Sylvia Hartmann, and the main theme of the poem is wind, that is fierce. Fierce means angry, while in rage, but gentle at its core. She unfolds the truth hidden in the depth and makes one know the actual nature of wind. Everything in this world has positive and negative aspects. So firstly, the poetess says that wind is symbol of hardships. It looks like an aggressive monster who smashes each and everything that comes in its way. When wind is in angry mood, it hangs up men's work, but when we look at the positive aspect of wind, then it is symbol of life. It fills all the space in gentle and calm way. It only whispers and shows its presence. In short, the poem awakens a consciousness of soothing effect of wind in us and ultimately subdues its evil power. It encourages us to appreciate peace, love, and benevolence instead of thinking about bad things or war. It gives us a lesson that we have to experience storm to enjoy peace. In other words, the underlying meanings of the poem are that we have to face many challenges and hardships before we get our fruit of our labor, and that is very sweet. So we should focus on just the positive aspects of our life, and we should, if we want to attain peace in our life, then we'll have to ignore the bad and negative aspects of everything. So let's conclude our poem with this beautiful saying of Dr. Sylvia Hartmann. Forgive others not because they deserve forgiveness, but because you deserve peace. So this was all about this poem. So now you will be able to do the comprehension questions which are given in your exercise A and B on your page number 94 and 95. You will once again you will do your comprehension and explanation of these stanzas, and after that you will do your comprehension questions. I hope that you will complete your assignment in time. Allah Hafiz, and thank you very much.